Okay, today's video we're going to cover on these topics. These are something like how to we install Python, install Django and add a requirement.txt file, create a virtual environment, creating a Django project, creating a Django application, and also executing the Django project. These details I will be giving over a GitHub also, and I will add the link in the description. So why wait? Let's start moving. The first and foremost thing which I wanted to do is install Python. To install Python, go to your browser, simply go to python.org and then go to the download section. Latest is 3.12.4. Click on it, download. There will be depends on your OS version. Select that right one. If it's a Windows machine, 32-bit or 64-bit will be working. If in case of other operating systems, select depending on your operating system. Okay, good. So after you download it, it will be like asking you to click next, next, next. There is something called as install option. Click on the install button and go next one after that. Done. And once if you added it, just open your environment settings, system environment variable. Make sure Python is available over there. Go to environmental variable. In that there are two different things. If you are having admin rights, go to system variables. If you don't have admin rights, like you need to add it to this user path variable. So I have admin rights, so I'm going to the system path. Then I'm seeing like Python is being added over here. Please add these two lines wherever it got installed. So that will make sure your Python is working fine. Once after you make it, click OK, OK, and OK over here. Open a command prompt. Just type Python -v. So it gives a verbose output of whatever it's your Python. If you see, it gives anything and everything with the version 3.12.1. Current is 3.12.4, but this is like 3.12.1. That's completely fine. I'm running with 3.12.1. Still, this will work out for you people. Great. So first task is installing Python is over. Next, what is our task? We're going to install Django and add a requirements.txt file. So first of all, for we our selection is Django. So we need to install Django in the machine. And with that, I have given something called as requirement.txt file. The reason behind the why requirement.txt file is required, why virtual environment is required, we're going to see one after the other. So first of all, Django. So to install Django, you can go to okay, while installing pip itself, we don't want to go to Django project. So Django project is one more place where you can learn about it. So I was about to open this only, Django project. There is something called as djangoproject.com. Go over here. They will be giving you how to download. So if you see pip install Django 5.0.7. The reason why they are giving like 5.0.7 is this is the latest one. So in simple, Python space -m. So that's what we're going to install it. So I'm just going to open once again a command prompt. So Python space -m space pip space install space Django and hit enter. This will install default version of Django, whatever is available at the latest one, or you can use the exact version 5.0.7. This is the latest version. You can go ahead with the latest version because I have not seen a bigger challenge in 5.0.1, but still this is the latest official version. You can stay with 4.0 version because major of all the libraries, all the modules, whatever you use it in day-to-day life, everything supports with 4.2. And if you wish to go with 5.0, yes, please try it across. I'm just hitting Django. Let's see whether it will show whether I have Django or not. Sorry boss, I didn't have Django, so now it's downloading. So if you see, there is a warning in the content. What it says is, whatever I have installed, this location is not been added to the path variable. So it is requesting me to add this particular location to my path variable. The reason behind is whatever Python I'm using, it's like loaded from this particular location. Hence, it's requesting me to add this to the environmental path. So I've just copied it, and again below is also the same warning by Django-admin. In any of the tutorial, if you go, they will be using Django-admin Django, but while we type Django-admin, it may not be working. You see, it's not available, but we have installed it. It's like visible over here. The script Django-admin has already been installed. So how to make sure it is working fine? Just again go to Windows environment, edit the system environment variables, go to environmental variables, go to the path, add the location over here. Okay, okay, and okay. So if I open work on this window, it will not work. So I'm just opening one more window and then going to try Django admin. It works. So this is the simplest thing like which I can show you. Very small and simple thing where how to install Django. So now I have installed Django. It's time for me to create a project folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Windows machine. I'm going to go to my directory. Then in Git, I'm just going to create a new project. So creating a new folder. So Django beginner. The new file. Going to this particular folder. Here I'm this folder. I'm going to use it in my IDE. So here is a question to you people. I am going to use VS Code, which is Visual Studio Code, which is an open source product from Microsoft. I'm going to use that product. Which IDE is comfortable for you? Please put it on the comment section because that will help others also to explore more number of IDEs than just sticking with only with my IDE, that is VS Code. There are other IDEs like Atom. You can use um, PyCharm. So those are like other competitor IDEs, but still I am going to use VS Code. So I'm going to open this folder in VS Code. Okay, so go to the Git, right click on this folder, show more options, open with code. So for people who doesn't know what is VS Code, I will create a separate video for it. In the interim, if you want to install VS Code, it is simple. Go to your browser, type VS Code. It will give you a link which is like code.visualstudio.com. Go there, click on the download button, and then install it across. So your VS Code will be ready. Yes, I trust this author. Okay, I got it. So from now on, why I'm using IDE, that is Integrated Development Environment, is it will be easy for me to write my own codes. Second, I can execute all my commands in from a single console. I don't want to juggle between a command prompt, a notepad. Sorry, I don't want to do it. But if you want to taste the raw flavor of Python, you can use, if you see while installing Python itself, we will be getting ideally, which is a integrated development environment of Python, which they have given. We can use this one, or we can write the Python code using Notepad also. But whenever we are using frameworks like Django, I don't recommend to go ahead with the Notepad based development. I recommend you to go ahead with the IDE based development. So got it. I'm going to go and click on this button. So it will open me my Python, sorry, a PowerShell console. which we call as terminal. So let the terminal start. Okay, I got started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new project. So Django hyphen admin. Oh, sorry. Before we start, I need to configure anything and everything over a virtual environment. That is our next point. So Django, then virtual environment. But before we go on to the virtual environment, we need to create requirements.txt file. The reason behind requirement.txt file is whenever I'm going to share my project with other parties, or whenever I'm going to deploy my project to a production server, at the point I need to give all the dependencies related to my project. So how do I give all my dependencies? What are the dependencies I'm using? So how the other person knows? How while installing in a next server, how the support people knows? So the only way to make them understand is giving a file which connects my own development environment and create a new environment similar to the development environment. So for that purpose, I'm just going to create a file called as requirements.txt file. This is a standard. So go ahead and then install Django equal to. So this is like so similar to this file going to be used by pip installers. So if you see over here, we are having Django equal to 5.0.7. Copy this, put it across over here. This will work. Save this file. Thank you. Next, I wanted to create a environmental variable. So how to create an environmental variable? So to create an environmental variable, it's all about like how I am going to access it. So sorry, sorry, not environmental. It's going to create a virtual environment. What is a virtual environment? Now my base machine has different versions of Python may be running, and different versions of Django I may be running, different versions of different modules may be running, different libraries may be running for a different projects. Not all projects require Django 5.0.7. One project may require 5.0.7, another project may require 4.0.2, another may require 4.2. So how I'm going to handle everything, because I cannot make sure all the projects executes under a single version. To overcome this, we got something called as python-m pip install. It's like a virtual env. So virtual env is a package uh, used by Python, in which I can install my own package so that it will hypervise a layer from the OS and executes anything and everything within that particular what I can say within the particular environment alone for a particular project. So that works. So now it got created. Hmm. So virtual environment is installed in the script. Again, it says it's not available in the path. I think I have already added this. Let me cross validate this. Go environment. It's available. I don't know why it's saying. So now virtual environment is installed. Let me refresh and see. Okay, let me run the command. The command will be usually venv. So Python -m venv space. I need to give a name for it to create a folder. So what name I am going to give? So usually we will give like this is for a beginner project. I am going to give my env. It needs to create a folder over here. My env. Yeah, it got created. So here if I give yes, it will automatically activate. This is the advantage of using IDE, or I need to activate whenever I'm running. So I'm not just going to do it, I'm just going to stop it, let it complete. Here is my actual scripts. So if you see, it is creating a Python version for me. It will create whatever I have installed in mine. So everything, like for example pip, it will create uh, whatever it is on my base machine for with my Python, it will create the similar versions over here. So which one we going to use is Under the scripts, there is something called as activate, which I want to use it for activation. So I'm just going to type, so my env, so slash double tap, I did it. So scripts slash activate, enter. So as soon as I enter, the name is now available in front of my terminal, which is called as my env. It means my environment is now activated. I can now check and show you the difference. So pip, so python -m, uh, pip freeze. It will show what are the modules installed for Python. There is none. So even in this, the Django is also not available. So how do I make sure Django is now running? So python -m pip install -r requirements.txt. This will install Django within my environment. Because Django is not available, it's a vanilla Python alone was available. So now Django is getting installed within my environment. If I don't install Django over here, I cannot execute Django admin commands going forward. For that purpose, I'm installing Django over there. Okay, so in between, I have my next question. Um, you people are learning, watching my video. What makes you to learn Django? Is this for your personal purpose, or it's going to help you in your project, or it's like you are cross skilling, upskilling, or enhancing your skills? Do let me know in the comments. Okay, it got installed. Now I have Django, so I can run Django admin. It will start work from now on. Great. If in case, let's take in worst case scenario, my Django admin is not working, boss. What I can do? So in that scenario, you can run your Django using Python space -m space Django. With this, you can run all your commands. Just replace Django -admin instead of this Python space -m space Django. This is small tips for you people. Thank you. Now I have my virtual environment created using this requirement.txt file. I have installed Django. This is the difference. And just wanted to show you like what is available in my base machine pip also. So python -m pip freeze. This is base machine pip freeze, and let's check over here what is available in this particular pip freeze. So ASJREF 3.8.1 Django SQL pass T is the data, but in mine there are like lot more, because this is for a different purpose. I started installing and I started using it, and here it is importantly only for our learning purpose, whatever program we are learning today. Okay, now we have installed Python, we have installed Django. Now it's time for us to start creating our first project. So usually Django, they will give Django -admin start start. Why it is not coming? Because it will not load in my PowerShell. It will not load. Sometimes like you need to learn everything. For learning this purpose, my small request would be always do not refer to the website. Instead of that, start learning by yourself, because nowadays tools and products are intelligent. They will start guiding you. So Django-admin, and if you hit enter, it will give you a list. If you see, these are the Django list. From this, we're going to create our first project. So how to create the first project? Is there anything called as project, start project, new project? There is something called a start project. Great. Then Django-admin, start project, and I need to give a name. What if I don't give a name? Let's hit enter. If you see, it is requesting me to, you must provide a project name. This is how we need to learn. It's not like I watch some tutorials, I open some websites and then copy paste the things. No, you need to learn like this. This is the right way to learn. So I'm going to give like Django or my first project. So this is my the name which I am going to give my first project. Hit enter. So once again, I'm going to ask a question over here. If you are watching the video, please do comment. What is the alternate command for Django-admin? Do let me know. So my first project got created. So I'm just minimizing my environment. If you see my first project, it got created. What is my first project? This is the project which holds all the structures of your Django. So in this, you will be having settings.py file, your ASGI file, your WSGI file, URLs file, manage.py file. So what are these things? So to understand what are these, you need to start understanding how Django operates. So Django always is something which is developed over Python. So it requires a handle to execute the script. So manage.py is the one which executes the your Django project. So in this it says where is the settings file. Settings files available. My first project dot settings. So settings.py. In this we are having so what is the executable, where it is available, what we wanted to do. So what are the applications we need to load at first. By default it gives lot of advantages like it gives admin. It's like it's not a static site. By default with Django you can create a dynamic web apps, not static web app where or static website where you will be entering HTML, CSS, JS content and then you execute. No, not like that. You can change something in the DB, it will reflect on your front end. So back end front end is integrated. So admin panel is required. By default Django you will get this admin panel. You will get authentications. You will you can control your sessions. You can store your static file separately. So all these things are possible over here. And Django's by default comes with a database called as SQLite 3. So the database also will start like once after I create or start using my DB or something. If I try to uh, put it on my DB, at the point time it will get executed and it will start creating a file called as db.sqlite3. And you can change your time zone, you can change your date and time format, you can change your language and more. You can play around with it. So this settings.py file guides what and how the project needs to look like. And urls.py file is like a router, like where whatever uh, you going to create, where it is available, this urls.py file going to speak about it. So you need to understand what is the architecture of Django. Django works with MVT architecture. So model, view, and template. What is a model? What is a view? What is a template? You need to understand. In the then only you can understand why is this URL is required. Model is a backend completely. It's going to store about the DB classes, how the DB table needs to look like, what is the format of the DB table, so what value I'm going to store within it, how one DB table is going to relate with another one DB table. All these things we will write in models.py file. So still we have not gone through with it. So therefore that we require app. But still, I'm just going to give you the information. So that is model. Then we are having something called as views. Views is something where I'm going to write my logic. How I am going to query the data from the DB. So those kind of logic, or what the end user, how the end user going to provide me an input, that input how I am going to handle it, what are the different magics I am going to do it. So those things we will write in views. And at last we are having something called as templates. Templates are nothing but written on Jinja templates, which is like a HTML, a modified HTML format, which is for Django or Python. We can call it as that is called a Jinja template. In Jinja template, using Jinja template, we will be writing the front end HTML, CSS, JS on the Jinja template. That will consume this view, or views will trigger this template. So vice versa, and views will speak with the database, and database will give back to the views. So views is the central part. And if I am hitting some URL, for example djangobeginner.com, as soon as I hit, somebody needs to receive it and take to the view which is having the description of where is the template is available. So the person who transfers all these things is urls.py. As soon as I hit djangobeginner.com, there needs to be a entry in urls.py which will be redirecting me to the views.py file. Views.py file will be having enough information about where is the template available, and from whatever is available on the template the end user will see, and from that again it will go back to the view will speak with the database will again we will get some information from the database. So these logics will run out to perform all these things. Currently we are having just urls.py. Okay, now my project is ready. Let's go back to my notepad, create a new project. Now I have created the project. I have also learned about MVT. So models, views and template. Next, I want to create an app, but before app, can I execute and check whether my Django project is working fine? That is the execute the Django project. Let's execute a Django project and see whether it is working fine or not. So to execute the project, I am coming back to my VS Code. I have did nothing, just executed one command. The project is ready. Now I need to make sure I am getting inside this my first project and then executing my project or running my project on a development server. Why I am saying development server, you people will understand going forward by understanding WSGI, ASGI, and then what is my secret key. So there are concepts around it which we will be seeing in the upcoming sessions. So make sure I am clicking on my terminal, and then to move to my first project, in most of the terminal the command is cd, which is called as change directory. My first project, hit and enter. So I am got into my first project. My first project. Now to execute, Python space manage.py space, what is the next command? So to understand again, you must not refer any of the videos, you must not refer any of the websites, or you must not memorize. These are something like which is for learning purpose, these videos and the websites are, but you need to start working by yourself. Hit enter. This fellow will start saying what are the things are available. As soon as I hit enter, you might have noticed this PyCache has started loading. This actually cache all the information whatever is available settings.py or how my project going to operate. Okay, now let's see what are the options are available. In this we need to find something related to server, because as I have said we're going to execute our project run on a development server. Development server is inbuilt server which is available within the Django. So I'm just checking anything related to server is available. There is one test server is available, and there is something called as run server is available. So I'm going to run server. So this will show near to my need. And under run server, we are having something called as IP address, port mapping. So again, which we will be seeing in the upcoming sessions. Just I'm going to execute run server and hit enter. If all my configurations are perfect, I will get my server running. As soon as I hit run server, if you see dbSQL Lite 3 got created. This was earlier not available, now it is available. And it says my Python project is running on 127.0.0.1 colon 8000. This is the default location where the server will be running. Again, if I want to change it, I can get this changed. So clicking on my browser, going to, you can control and click that IP, it will open it, or else hit enter like this. Copy, paste and hit enter. Wow, now my project is working fine. So all the 5 steps are completed. With this, do you think now you may be getting a confidence that you also can run your own server? If yes, please put it on the comment that you are getting confidence to start working with Django. Django is very easy. Django will train us with its own code most of the time. So even if you're stuck on your production, you can solve yourself. Troubleshooting is not a rocket science. It comes by practice. You can also do it. So now it started working. Now if I want to start something, as I have said, Django will teach by itself. So there are three different links I am getting. Django documentation, click on it, it will open Django docs. Whatever version I am running, for that particular version, the complete documentation is available. You can traverse through, you can develop a complete Django. And if you want to develop an application, that's our next task, which I am going to start with it today and going to continue in our next session. But for that, if you want to do by yourself, tutorials, a polling app. Here they are having a tutorial. So what are the things I want to execute, how I want to execute, what is the folder structure, everything they have explained. And if you want to connect, or if you want to get help from somebody, or if you want to help someone, which is called as contribute, join the Django community. This is an open source community. People like you, me, us going to help this community to grow better. Don't think you are a beginner, you cannot contribute. Yes, still you can contribute. There will be a novice people like you now before like 30 minutes how you were like that. There are other peoples are also available who doesn't know how to create a project, who doesn't know how to create an environmental add an environmental variable, who doesn't know to create a virtual environment, who doesn't know what is the purpose of requirement.txt, who doesn't know how to check uh, different Python modules available. You can help those people as well, and going forward you will help better people. You will also become better. So join this community and start helping people. So these are the things like which is like very basic to start working on it. So congrats, now your Django server will be working fine. So you have followed with me until now. Hope you also created your own project. Let me know in the comments whether your project is working or not. If you face any issues, please let me know what is the error you are getting. Even in this, if you get an error, you will be getting either on your screen here in this particular place, or you will be getting on your VS Code. So you will be getting over here. So either of the place, if you get some error, please put it across to me so that I can help you back. Now next one. Now we have created a project. We are having a option in our notepad stating that we need to create a Django app. So how to create a Django application, and what is application? What is a project and what is application? Project is the mother folder which holds all the details about your project, and a project can have more than one application. For example, I am going to create a Netflix clone. Let's assume. So in that my project will be similar to this, my first project, and the clone Netflix app can be app. I can still divide my Netflix app into different segments or different functionalities into different apps so that I can reuse. So at the point in time, I can create app 1, app 2, app 3, and one app will be useful to store my videos, process my videos, and other things. The other app which will be helping me to display the contents, whatever it is available. There will be one more app which will be working on gathering the latest updates or reviews and ratings from Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb ratings, and then pulling the ratings and displaying it, matching with my movie titles, and then showing it across. So we can create different magics. So for that we require different apps. I cannot create all my views, templates, or models in my Django project, and it is not recommended also. Still, if you want to create, yes, you can always overcome or override whatever it is recommended and we can create. But let's go with the standard. We need to create different applications. So how to create app? Again, going to VS Code. It is simple. To stop this, Control and C. It will stop the server. So server got stopped. I need to create application. Again, manage.py, Python space manage.py, and hit enter. It will give me the list. Is there anything related to app? Yes, it is available. Start app. So go ahead and type start app and give a name to the application. So what a name I can give? Let me think like, so today it's going to be just demo. So my first app, enter. It will create a new folder, my first app. If you closely notice, there is a difference. Whatever project I create, whenever I give like start project and create a project with that name, there is a folder got created. Inside that folder, there is manage.py file. Inside the same my first project folder, there is a another one folder or directory gets created with the name my first project. So whenever you find similar entries, that is your project folder. If you are going to work on a file which is developed by somebody else, and if you don't have a documentation, this is how you can figure out what is your project folder. Once you figure out a project folder, and there is one more way to figure out project folder, only the project folder will be having something called a settings.py file, or you can open your manage.py and figure out what is the name of the settings file. So this is how we need to figure out where is my project folder. So project folder is this one. I have created application. Just by running this command, it doesn't mean that my application will start working. To make sure my app is working, go to the settings.py file, scroll little down. There is something called as installed apps. In that, make an entry. Within the single quotes, I'm just going to write my app name, my first app. So under comma is not mandatory. If you want, you can add it, else you can leave it. So this is my exact name, my first app. So save this file, control S, I have saved this file. Now my app is got set. Let's see what is available in the app. Within the app, as I have said, MVT I have said, there is models.py, views.py. Template is not available because we are the one who needs to create the template. I need to create a templates of directory, and inside the directory I need to start creating all my HTML files. This is the process. And now if I again execute my server, by the way, you will not you don't find any difference in the view of this one. It will be as it is. There will be no difference. Okay, as I have said, we have created our project, we have created our application, we have executed our project also. So all the basic requirements whichever is slated for today has been completed. Only one more tidbits, like whenever I install a Django, it by default gives us something called as in urls.py. As I have said, anything and everything is controlled or triggered by urls.py. Whatever is available on the urls.py, that link needs to get open. So if you see path admin slash is available, it means there is a view or a front end view with whatever IP address colon port number I'm giving slash admin. It means after this I can put slash admin. Why it is not working? Because we have not created anything related to super admin. That is one of the reason we have not created any super admin. These things which we are going to see in our next session. And one more thing, whenever if I give something random, if you see what and all is allowed alone, it will start giving me because I have enabled debug equal to true. So when I give debug equal to true in development server, I can make sure it guides me. But when I am going to the production, I need to change this debug equal to false. So where is the settings available? In the settings.py file. So go to this one, and where is the settings.py file? If you see line number 26, debug equal to true is available. If I change it to false and save this file, you can notice this particular terminal reloads. Reloading. This is the advantage of again for a Django development server. The reason behind this, Django development server reloads by itself whenever I make any changes. It doesn't require you to stop the server and execute the server once again. So if I hit enter now, site can't be reached. The reason behind is whenever I'm here it, the server is not running. It stopped because whenever I change it to false, I need to give allowed host. So currently I'm going to give asterisk. Asterisk means anything and everything. Again run server. Let's see whether it is executing fine. Yes, it's working fine. Go back over here and refresh this page. Not found. This is 404 not found. I can create my own 404 uh, template and then I can map it to all these kinds of whenever it is not available. For production, we need to create like this. Whenever, if it is available, whatever error it is giving, it will start giving. Server error 500 because we know it is not working. And while open over here, it says like admin has a server error. This something random keyword when I type, it's saying like 404. This is how we need to start troubleshooting. Even if we deploy this Django project on Apache or Nginx, in the logs, execution logs, we will get noticed the similar content. So make sure while going to the production, you make debug equal to false and allowed host is whatever host is allowed, you need to make it. So I'm getting back to what it was earlier. So true and allowed host, I'm making it entry and I have saved it. So it got reloaded. Now if I go and hit admin, it will give me the server error, exact error what it is. And if I open that random thing, it will let me know, it will guide me, boss, that URL is not available, only admin is available. So this is as simple as like that. So today's concept is completed. If you want to learn a specific topic on Django, how this has been used in Django, please let me know in the comment. I will add that in my next sessions so you can learn better. And for the people, whoever is like having experience on Django, which is one of the which feature of Django do you like more and why? Please put it on the comments. And do not forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel and enable the bell icon because I will be coming on live frequently going forward and you will learn more from me. And I will also try to learn from you people. So thank you so much. And with this, we are not stopping. There are a lot more things which we need to learn. That is how to create a model, how to create a view, how to make a URL entries, setting up database. There are different databases. We can go ahead with MySQL. We can go ahead with why we need to still set up like a SQLite 3 itself. Here still we have not set up. So how to set up, how to make sure admin panel is working, how to create the super user, how to add static files. Static files means my JS files, my images, my videos, whichever I'm going to load in my my web app. So all these things. So we will be learning about all these things in our upcoming videos. So please do not forget to like, subscribe, and enable the bell notification. Thank you so much and have a nice day ahead.